Hey, family, trappers. It's Chris, aka the Business Trapper. Give you guys a second to come in. So y'all see the tag on here, right? Y'all see it? Too good to be true. Because how many of us hear about credit and business credit? You could fix your credit in 30 to 45 days. You can get 100K in business credit in 90 days, right? Because this is what I tell you guys all the time. Now, how many of us are sitting here like, yo, this shit is too good to be true? That's like the first thing we read, right? I mean, the first thing we think when we're seeing all this. And the reason is, one, you got a whole bunch of fuckboy scammers out here. But number two is because we are trained. We are literally conditioned and trained from little itty bitty babies that we need to work hard. We need to go into school, graduate college, get a good job. And if you work really, really hard and you do all the right things, you'll be able to have nice things. Think about it. In school, even from elementary school, we are taught to wake up on time, be good, brush our teeth. Like we come into life in the training of becoming workers for other people. That is literally what we go to school for, right? You go to school at a certain time. It just so happens that certain time is the same hours as your parents go into their 9 to 5, right? We are conditioned to build companies and work for other people to build their wealth. So we really believe that having our own is just too good to be true. And it can't be done like that. But little do we know that these people, these companies that all of our families and all of us are going to school to go in and get these 9 to 5 jobs and get these paychecks for, they used business credit and leveraged credit to get the company that you're going to work in. Now, I'm not saying everybody was cut to be a boss. Like, let's get out of that narrative, okay? There is responsibilities that come with being a CEO and being a boss that not all of us have, right? Not all of us want to be a fucking boss. Not all of us want to have employees. Not all of us want to sit down and be that responsible for that many families, right? But what credit and business credit allows us to do is not have to go in and work 2 and 3 jobs. We live in a time and age, right? Like today, 2024, you need that's too windy. We're gonna go back this way. In 2024, you need a two-person income for one family, right? The days where your spouse could stay home and take care of the kids is few and far in between, right? Like you need a 2-parent income to comfortably raise your family, right? That also comes with its own set of shit. I'm a single mom. I'm 42 and I have a 4-year-old, right? I have a 1-parent income. I'm a single mom. For me to go to a 9 to 5, I have to consider daycare, right? So yeah, I might make fucking $80,000 a year taking this job, but 30,000 of that is gonna go to daycare, 20,000, because the shit is expensive, you guys. And you need a 2-parent fucking income when you have a family. And so maybe you don't want to be a CEO. Maybe you don't want to run a big ass corporation or company, right? But you can leverage your personal credit and your business credit to make a passive income so you can retire a spouse, so you can cut out that daycare bill, so your wife or your husband or your partner can stay home because you have your credit making money for you. We need to get past that it's too good to be true, right? Yes, some things are too good to be true. Yes, there are a whole bunch of people out here who are capping about a whole bunch of shit. But if you look at facts, if you look at history, if you look at how these corporations and how these people like Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett, the Rothschild family, J.B. Wentworth, if you look at how they're able to have so many companies and so many corporations and all this money coming in, there's one common denominator. And it's not because they were so smart, right? It's not because they got so much college and all this other shit. No, it's because they knew how to leverage their fucking credit. That's it. They knew They knew the information that has been kept away from us forever. Somebody just said it's called Google, right? Think about that. 20, 30 years ago, we didn't have all this information on the internet. We couldn't just go and look up at our fingertips how these companies were created. We couldn't find out information on credit and business credit. We weren't linked in together on these platforms in this way. So we weren't able to share this type of knowledge this easily, right? It's not too good to be true. It's just been kept, right? Because it is that easy. Of course they don't want, if they had a whole fucking country of individuals who knew the power of good credit and leveraging business credit, who's gonna work in the factories? Who's gonna go take these shit ass jobs? You're not. If you had the code, if you had the cheat code to level the playing field, to have access to money and capital and businesses like they do, who's gonna fill those jobs? How are they gonna make money? Of course they don't want us to know about it. Of course they never really intended for this shit to get out. 20 years ago, well, even 10 years ago, you used to be able, no matter what your personal credit was, you used to be able to create an LLC and that same day go into a bank and get funding. You didn't have to PG anything. It wasn't as hard as it is now. And it's not really hard. You just need the right blueprint, right? So let me not say it's hard, because it's not. You need a little common sense and the right blueprint. But it was completely different. And the more of us that find out about leveraging credit and using business credit, the more obstacles that they put in the way, the more they change it up, right? And that's really what it comes down to. America was never intended to be like the land of the free and in the way that, we think. It was founded and created on commerce and making sure that people went in and were going to fill these jobs and go to work. And it made sense, right? It kept order. It made sense. Everybody goes to work. These banks have all this money that they need to lend. So they came up with this American dream of owning homes and houses, because how else are banks going to be able to loan us money on that type of level and make interest and make money if they don't have something that we want so bad we're willing to go into debt of that amount, right? So basically, it's not too good to be true. It's just something different. And when we hear something different, our immediate first response is like danger, right? It's like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know about that. I don't know anything about that, so I don't know about looking into that, right? And that cuts us off from a lot of great shit. But if you know that, and you know that your first reaction to something is automatically going to be, because it's different, that it's too good to be true, or I don't know about this, if you can recognize that and just neutralize it, you don't have to agree one way or the other. You don't have to be like, oh no, it's not too good to be true, I'm gonna go jump into this. No, you can proceed with caution. You don't have to just cut yourself off, right? You do not have to stay struggling. You do not have to stay living paycheck to paycheck. I am not telling any of you to go out and quit your fucking jobs. I'm not telling any of you to drop everything you're doing and go leverage your business credit without having a plan and knowing what you're doing. I'm encouraging you guys just to give it a try, right? Don't exit out or not consider it before you even research it and just start looking up some things, right? Because when you do, you're going to find it's not too good to be true. It was just something that you didn't know about. People should study contract law. So my bully sister, so we come from a community of individuals. We all started with no experience. We had a really great coach, and we all have our own thing that like we're experts in. Me, I'm gonna get this shit off your credit report and show you how to get business credit and show you how to go get 100K in one day, and then what to do with it, right? So I'm the girl that's gonna take you from 0 to 100 literally fast as hell, right? My bully sister, she's all shit consumer law, She attacks the contracts. She helps people with lawsuits. She fights the credit reporting agencies in a different way. She attacks them. She actually looks at the contracts and looks at the your credit report, and she attacks them by looking at like your interest rates and what was wrong. Anyway, it's this whole fucking thing. But it is contract law. So basically she does case law studies and contract law, and that shit works. Like, that shit works. She gets shit off fast as hell. And when you do study contract laws, especially truth in lending, right? So if you look at case law studies, contract law, and the Truth in Lending Act, you can actually delete your debt. So there's a difference between wiping a collection off your credit report and actually deleting the debt. So if you want to delete the debt, you want to start looking at contract law. What did you just say? Shit, I just hit 701 on Credit Karma, but I definitely want to work with your team. Congratulations. Okay, keep in mind something about Credit Karma, right? Credit Karma is a real score, but it's a Vantage 3.0. And so it is a real score, a Vantage 3.0 score, which is a scoring system that underwriters, they don't use just yet, right? So when you're looking at your scores, Credit Karma is not a credit monitoring service. Credit Karma is actually like an affiliate marketing app. And its intentions is to kind of let you use that Vantage 3.0 score and let you know where you are and offer credit cards to you. And then they get paid every time, you apply for a credit card, you click that link. So Credit Karma is not a credit monitoring service. They're actually an affiliate marketing company. However, Credit Karma will let you know when your inquiries come off. They'll let you know damn near immediately when different collections and shit come off. So while we don't necessarily use them as to keep track of our FICO scores and our credit, they're still good to have, right? So FICO, that brings me into this. You have your Vantage 3.0 score. That is a real score, but not a score that underwriters use. And that's going to be on your Identity IQ, your My Free Score, Credit Karma, apps like that. Your FICO, in your Vantage 3.0 it's like it's monthly, right? It's just kind of an indicator of what's going on. Your credit profile, that's going to be your actual FICO score. Now your FICO is annual, right? This is what for the past 12 months, how you've been using your credit, your utilization, your late payments, what type of credit you have on there. Basically everything you can see for what they consider the mix for your score is on your profile. And the FICOs is what underwriters use. This is going to be how you get your house, your car, different lines of credit. This is why I tell you guys all the time, F your score, right? Because you could have no collections, no derogatories. You could have nothing on your credit, and you could be an authorized user on, we'll just say, 3 really great accounts. And your credit score is going to be like a 760, right? And your credit score is going to be in the 700s. It's going to be great, but you're not going to get approved for shit. Nobody is going to give you anything. You're not going to get a car. You're not going to get a house. You might get a $500 credit card, right? But you could have a 680 and maybe you have a 680 because you have 5-6 really good accounts. You paid your car. Maybe you got a couple revolving lines of credit on there. But 6 months ago, you had a late payment. 6 months ago, you had a late payment and your credit score dropped to a 680. You are still going, you're 680, you are going to get the car. You are going to get the approval for the house. You are going to get another line of credit, right? Now that one late payment, that might be the difference between you getting a $10,000 credit card and you getting a $5,000 credit card. It's still going to affect you, but you're going to be able to get shit and move how you want to move, right? That 760, you ain't going to get shit. not until you open up and you have some accounts on your profile. That is the difference between a score and looking at your profile. Disputing debt collector for Verizon business account. Okay, no, that is a great question. Disputing debt collectors for Verizon business account work the same as personal. Can use Metro too. So if the business account is on your personal credit report, then you can attack it how you would anything else, right? And it's going to come off easy because it's business. Business credit and business accounts are not governed by the Fair Credit Reporting Act or USC laws. Business credit is company to company. When the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the USC laws, and the way we dispute, that is for consumer to company. So if you PG'd it or you defaulted, so they put that Verizon business bill on your personal credit, yes, you can use Metro 2. The next master sweep, where I show you guys the method that I use when I fix credit, is going to be March 10th. And the link is up in the bio right now. That's a more aggressive method on disputing. So if you guys, if you want to learn how to do credit, you want to learn how to make some extra money starting to do credit, or you have bad credit right now and you need it fixed in 30 to 45 days, you want to be in that sweep class. Other than that, grab that Metro 2. But that's the difference. If it's just business and it's on your business credit report, no. You dispute a whole different way. The same methods that we use on personal will not work when you're disputing business. How many people do you know overturning adverse actions? I actually have an adverse action letter that I'm dropping today for you guys, and it's free. I'm going to drop it when I get back home. And so when you're talking about overturning adverse action, they don't have to give you a line of credit, right? But when we're sending out the adverse action letter, we're saying we want to retract our application. So your inquiry is going off. So it's either you give me this line of credit or a line of credit, or you take the inquiry off and we take back my application. That's all that adverse action means. Like, you can't strong arm a company into giving you credit. And if we get out of that type of mindset of how to take credit from them, and we kind of reverse engineer that, and we figure out how to position ourselves, we focus on how to position ourselves on paper so they want to give us credit, you're putting yourself in a whole better position, right? You are going to get faster, easier results by reverse engineering that and zeroing in on how to get them to want to give you money, versus coming up with all these different laws and codes and going down these rabbit holes of figuring out how to strong arm them into giving you money, right? Also, when you get your personal credit together, right? I had this conversation with a friend of mine probably like 2 weeks ago now. And it really it became clear to me in this conversation. You could made $120,000 last year, right? 120K, no kids, just 120K, single person, and not have good credit. Like, you made 120K, but you got bad credit. You probably would have felt some type of struggle, some type of pinch, some type of bullshit in that year. But your neighbor could have a child and made 80K last year with A1 credit, and they're going on their third vacation. That is the difference that personal credit makes, right? Like, that is huge. A lot of times it's more difficult to try to figure out how to bring in more revenue or more income. And we stress ourselves out. We go and work 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs. We're always trying to figure out how to get more money, right? If we could sit down and when you attack your personal credit and you build it out. You stop trying to figure out how to go work 2 jobs or how to have all this revenue coming in to make more money, and you're able to fucking breathe, right? Personal credit is a security blanket. When your car breaks down, when you need a new roof, when a machine breaks for your business, when you have that credit to lean on, it's not catastrophic, right? Because you can go grab your fucking card if you don't have the cash and you don't have a savings, and you can stretch that big ass mountain and break it all the way down to a little molehill. When you don't have access to cash like that, when you can't take that big expense and break it down over time, now this shit is catastrophic. Now you're trying to scramble and figure out how to get your car fixed, because without your car, you're gonna lose your fucking job. And now we got a whole nother set of problems, right? Having good credit makes your life comfortable. It does. My reason for getting my credit together is because I was in an abusive relationship for 16 years. And when I left that relationship, you know, when you're in an abusive relationship, your finances are controlled, what you wear. We talking about some Lifetime movie shit, okay? So when I left that relationship, I had to figure out, it was 16 years, I was in my 30s. So I felt that overwhelmment of being way behind in life, right? And I had some other shit on top of that. So for me, personal credit and making sure that I was financially secure, it meant that I had the time to work on me and not end up in a relationship with a man just like the one I just left, because I didn't do the work on myself, right? So I was really able to sit down by fixing my personal credit and having that security. I was able to sit down and do the work that I needed to do without feeling like I needed to have a partner or somebody to help me pay these bills or to, you know, yeah. So that was my why. That's why I got into credit, right? Oh, we're talking about credit repair. Well, kind of. I do answer credit repair questions, but we're really talking about how heavy credit is and why we feel like it's too good to be true when we hear about business credit. That's really how this started. Because a lot of us, I was explaining, from birth, we are conditioned to go to school and do a good job and go graduate college and get a good job. And we're literally trained to show up for somebody else's company and to be workers. We are trained to be workers. And so now that it's 2024 and we have all this information available to us, and we can leverage our personal credit, and we can open up businesses or invest our business credit and have multiple streams of revenue coming in and retire our spouse. That shit seems too good to be true. It seems like, because we've been told our whole fucking lives, this is the way you do it. So business credit and being able to tap into this money is so new to most of us that we're not even fucking considering it. And it's not too good to be true. Like, I'm watching people do this shit all the time. Myself, my students, my clients, other business owners. Like, I don't know one business owner who does not have an American Express business card and does not leverage the points and use that business card to expand their business, right? So it's almost like the mindset that we have to go to school. And I'm not saying we don't got to go to school, you guys. I'm talking about the only way to become rich, or the only way to hit 7 figures, is that we have to work really hard and save our money and put in these 90-hour work weeks. Is almost like fucking prehistoric, right? Because you don't. I definitely need to increase my Duns. I'm so glad you said this. I definitely need to increase my Duns and Brad scores so I can get business credit. Blocker Beauty. So when I came into this, I lost 12 grand because I built out my business profiles, and I had a 91 Experian, an 80 Paydex, and I was almost a 500 Equifax score, right? In like 45 days. Like, I was very aggressive. And I learned very quickly that the way they're presenting business credit is not how that shit works. Your Paydex score is a score that will get you store credit. So that Paydex score will get you, like, I think now Sam's Club has opened it back up where you can get that card, no PG, like Fair.com, AutoZone, gas cards. But you're not going to get $50,000 revolving lines of credit with your Duns & Brad. Now, there are 5 no PG business credit lines of credit you can get. That's going to be your Capital on Tap, your Divvy, Bill, Brex, Stripe Corporate, PayPal Corporate, but those all go off your revenue. So if you're building out your Paydex score or your Duns & Brad, so that way you can get credit, you also need to have revenue. And that revenue needs to reflect about 30 grand a month going through your business bank account if you're going to get your hands on any type of real money. Now, another thing that happens is the terms for those lines of credit are between 12 and maybe 36 months. So your payments are really high. $50,000 from some of those fintech companies or the companies I just talked about, your payment for 50 grand is going to be like $4,000 a month. They also don't offer monthly payments. They're usually weekly or daily. So this is why I started getting up and talking about business credit and teaching people the credit stacking method. When you do credit stacking, you're zeroing in, you're getting your personal credit together, and you're going to get revolving lines of credit with 0% interest with smaller monthly payments. So you could take that same energy, that's half of the amount of money, and go the credit stacking method, which is using your personal credit to leverage business, and you're going to get $100,000 way faster, way less money, on way better terms, right? Another thing that happens when you do that is you have the points, the cash back, and the intro offers. That same $50,000 when you use credit stacking might be like $500 to maybe $700 a month for you to pay back. And if you don't pay it back in that first year with your 0% interest, the worst that's going to happen is they're going to add interest to your payment. So your payment's going to go up a little bit. It's a way more secure way when you're starting off as a small business owner. And when you use your business credit that way, right? Business credit works different than personal credit. So yeah, we're using our good credit to obtain the business credit, but business credit only reports on the business side. It doesn't report to your personal. And when you use your business credit, you know how when you use your personal credit, your utilization goes up and it really fucks you? On the business credit end, when you use that business credit, they're going to give you more, right? You can have a maxed out business card, be making the payments, doing what you're supposed to be doing, and ask for a limit increase, and they're going to give it to you because you're using it. So listen, I don't even use my personal credit anymore. The trappers, my students, my clients, we don't use our personal credit. We only use business. Do you think it's better to walk in the bank and do business or online to get business credit? I think it depends on what you're going for. If you're structuring your profile to go into a bank and get actual liquid, like you want actual cash because you have a big investment or a company, you just want to be strategic about the banks you choose. If you're going to get a revolving line of credit, because when I'm talking about credit stacking, I'm talking about revolving lines of credit. I show you guys in the 6-figure business credit class how to liquidate your cards, so that way you can still have the cash without, the cash advance fees and those high ass payments. So it depends on what you're trying to do. The way that I show you guys how to get 100K is all online. And there's tons of different, there's so many cards you can get on the business end from each company that we only get like maybe 2 cards from each company, so we could take advantage of that 0% interest. And then when our interest is almost up, then we go back and get the other ones. So the class is open for enrollment right now, you guys, for February, right? I think We got like 2 or 3 days left in February. The class, if you come in February right now, you have lifetime access to the replays, to any new content, to the Facebook group, and everything that's in there now. You also automatically go into the Master Sweep, which is March 10th, right? In March 1st, and that class is $997 right now. It's $1,000. March 1st, the course is going up to $2,500. So in 3 days, that course is going to be $2,500. And you will not have lifetime access. So the structure is changing. But for the trappers who come in February, 3 more days, lifetime access to the Facebook group. You have all that content that's in there, all the replays, and all the new content. Business credit is not considered earned income. No, business credit, So I think I know where you're going with this. I have a client, right? And for 30 years, her and her husband had this bar. They used their personal credit and they used their money to support this bar. And when she was learning about business credit, she could not fucking wrap her brain around leveraging. Like, she could not wrap her brain around taking $100,000 in business credit and using it to make money, right? Like, every time we talked about it, it was like when business credit was explained to her, it's like she felt like it was like income, and because she kept saying, well, you have to pay it back. Well, no shit. Of course you got to pay it back, right? We're not getting business credit and using it as income. We're getting business credit and using it to purchase or invest in different things that are going to make us income, right? So we're not getting business credit to go on vacations, to buy shit, to ball out. No, we're getting our business credit to go open an AT&T store online and start making $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Or we're using our business credit to build our companies up and go into the SBA and get a 7A SBA loan and open storage units, because storage units actually are the easiest funding to get because they literally do not go out of business. Storage units have like a 90% success rate. Yeah. So, or AFC homes or e-com, right? We're using our business credit to go into e-com and then use the purchasing power of the world to build our business credit. So no, business credit is not earned income. It's a way for you to make income. We can keep our government benefits. You and your business are separated. You can do whatever you want to do. What I would challenge you to do is take a look at that situation and then ask yourself, how can I make so much money that I'm unaffected if any government benefit was lost? That's how I would look at that. It's like, okay, I don't want to lose any government benefit because right now that's my security. But how can I make this work so I'm making so much money that I don't need to keep those government benefits? That's how I would flip that. And then after I do that, how can I take that and show other people how to do the same thing? That's what I would do. That's definitely what I would do. But yeah, business credit is not income. No, it's a way to make income. Did I miss any questions on here? How high does your credit card need to be? That is a great question. So your personal credit cards, typically business credit is going to give you 2 to 3 times higher than what your personal cards are. So when you guys are in the business credit class, I show you guys how to hack into prime credit in 90 days. If you're somebody who has so I'm going to give you all this gem on here. If you're somebody who has like $500 limits or $750 credit limits, that's not, you ain't really working with nothing, right? But it's something and you started. And so it's your foot's in the door. If you want to get out of those $500, $750 limits, one, it's the way you're filling out the applications, right? So we definitely need, you need to, it's how you're filling out the applications. 2, a good way to get out of that, because once you're in the ecosystem with credit and you're applying for more credit cards, if you have $500 and $750 limits, that's automatically what the other people, the other creditors you're applying with, that's what they're going to look at. So if you go to your bank, whoever you bank with, Navy Fed is the best for this. Y'all know I stand on that. Do what's called a pledge or a secured loan, and put as much money as you can into that pledge or secured loan. This is a great time to do it because it's tax time, right? Bank of America, this play takes about 2 weeks. Navy Fed, it literally takes 7 days. So you do the pledge loan with as much money as you can. You're gonna put that money into your savings. The bank is gonna release the money into your checking, right? So you let it sit for 72 hours, 3 business days. And after 3 business days, take 97% of that money back out of your checking and pay yourself back to your savings. Put the other 3% on set it and forget it for whatever terms you chose, 12 months, whatever terms you chose, and let the balance pay itself off. What that's going to do, say you did your tax check was $4,000. You now have a $4,000 installment loan reporting to all 3 credit reporting agencies with a 3% balance. So you're really hacking yourself into prime credit. Now you let that sit for 30 days, let it report onto your credit report. Now when you go apply for your next credit card, now you're gonna go into that $1,000 limit. That's a way to get out of that $500, $750 limit. The highest credit limit I have is $2,500. No, that's good. So the highest credit limit I have is $2,500. I want about $75,000 to buy a duplex. Is that realistic? If you have good credit and your highest limit is $2,500, when you go to fill out your business credit applications, I show you guys it's how you're filling out the application. But yes, that is realistic. Business credit cards, when you're going to start off at like $10,000, $20,000 on each card. If your personal credit limit is $2,500, you're going to start off between $10,000 and $15,000, I'll say, on your business credit. But you're going to be able to grab multiple cards. Another thing is, if you're trying to grab a duplex, you could get the business lines, you could get the credit stacking, you could grab the cards, but that's a property. So for that duplex, if you wanted to put it in your business name, you could keep your revolving lines of credit, so that way you have that and use it for something else, and actually go in and get the funding to finance that home or that duplex under your business. And if it's only $75,000, your payment is probably going to be like maybe $800 a month. I purchased the ebook last week, but I feel I needed the replay. I do better with visuals. You know what? A lot of you guys are grabbing the ebook. The ebook is fire, right? But if you don't know the method or the process of how to upload to the CFPB, or how to send in letters, how to call, right? You want to grab the replay. Because in the replay, I show you guys how to fill it out, yes. But I also show you the method that we use, so that way we're forcing the negative or derogatories off of the credit report in the 30 to 45 days. We're not just sending in letters or Metro 2 disputes and shit's just falling off, right? We have a process that we do with the personal identifiers beforehand. We call in, we check on our disputes. So yeah, you want to make sure that you grab the replay. If you don't know how to do credit sweeps, don't just grab the Metro 2, grab the replay, right? Because the replay comes with the big book. And that shit's fire. If you go look in the Business Trappers Facebook group, there is literally result after result after result. People are getting shit wiped off of their credit reports in fucking 3 weeks, right? And not everything comes off your credit report all the time, you guys. Sometimes you have 1 or 2 accounts that linger. Sometimes Equifax and TransUnion will completely wipe your reports out, and then you're stuck with fucking Experian, right? Well, in the Business Trappers Facebook group, which is free, there's different places you can go where there's information in there. So like if your Equifax gets wiped out, there's a whole post in there about how to go to Penn Fed and get a car, how to freeze the other two. If your TransUnion gets wiped out first, go to Navy Fed, right? So you want to be in the Business Trappers Facebook group. Oh, and the YouTube channel. I can't repost a lot of these lives on TikTok because they're over an hour because we get to talking. And there's a bunch of gems in these lives. So I made a YouTube channel called The Business Trapper. And when I get off of TikTok, I go over there and I upload the live to YouTube. So that way, if you missed anything, if I was talking too fast, we got on the subject, whatever, you can go back and get the shit out of the live or get the gems out of the live. It's called Business Trappers. It has a black banner and gold writing. So does the YouTube channel. Okay, I'm done walking. I'm about to go get some coffee. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions. Blocker Beauty, the 6-figure business credit course. If your credit's already in position and you want to make moves with real estate duplexes and you really want to touch some real money in business credit, the 6-figure business credit course would be for you. Oh shit, you guys. Okay, so I am getting so many messages on TikTok, right? And I am trying to get to everybody's inboxes, but I'm only one person, right? I don't have a whole big ass team. It's just me. So I'm having a hard time. Thank you. I'm beginning to get behind. I'm being able to keep up with the messages. So this is what I want you guys to do. Some of you guys have time sensitive questions. Like I'm going back in and seeing messages that really needed to be answered, a week ago, and I'm just seeing it. So this is what I want y'all to do. Go into either YouTube or the Business Trappers Facebook group, right? Any questions you have, because you can post anonymously. If you don't want to put your business out there, you don't have to. You can go in there and post anonymously. But I want you guys to start posting your questions in the Facebook group because I get a notification and I can answer them. If they get buried in the TikTok DMs, I don't see it, right? And that's not helping nobody. So if you don't want to tell your personal business, you don't have to. You can post without anybody knowing who you are. But if you before you go in and drop a DM, if you really want to answer to that, go into the Business Trappers Facebook group and drop a question inside the group. So that way I know I see it, right? Also, that helps everybody else because you're not the only person going through that. So you ask the question, I answer it, it might help 10 other people. Versus me trying to go through 100 DMs and answer these individually, right? If it is a question where we really need to jump onto a call, I am dropping the link to my Calendly inside of the Business Trappers Facebook group, and you will be able to access that link through there and book a call. So you definitely want to go and jump into the Facebook group. If you asked a question or needed my help on, and you dropped it in the DM and I have not answered it, go drop it in the Facebook group because they're getting buried, right? I'm not ignoring any of you. It's not that I don't want to help. It's that I'm one person. So that was it. Business Trappers Facebook group, the Business Trappers YouTube channel to catch all the replays. And you guys have 2 more days to get into the Business Trappers 6-figure course to have lifetime access to the replays, to the new content, to the master sweep, which fixes your personal credit. And let me tell y'all this. Not one trapper, not one person came into the Business Trappers course, the 6-figure course, and had good credit. Not one person. That course started December, January, and open enrollment in February, right? They have gotten Amex Gold cards, 32K cards, 33K cards, 25K, 11K, gas cards, 8K, personal cards, personal credit on point. This is February. Some of them just came in February, January, right? Like this course is just now at 90 days old and people are in there getting hella results. So to me, it is a no-brainer to jump into this 6-figure course. Why it's still $997, because March 1st it's $2,500. And anybody who knows me knows I say what I'm gonna do, right? Like there is no backpedal. There is no, oh, this is gonna go on. No. March, it'll be $2,500. So to know that you could get those type of results in 30, 60, 90 days, that is a no-brainer to jump into a course or class that you have lifetime access to. It is. The link is in the Facebook group. Can you post the link to your YouTube channel in the Facebook group? It's in there. I'll repost it again today, but I have the YouTube channel in the Facebook group, and I'll repost it again today for you. Yep, you're welcome, Kim. I got you. All right, guys. I'll see y'all later. I'm about to go get some fucking coffee. Wait, before I go. Oh, shit. I can't ask that. I'm in Michigan, so we have Tim Hortons and we have Starbucks. So I always ask people what their favorite coffee is, but a lot of y'all have never experienced a Tim Hortons in your lives because they're Canadian. So that's not even a fair question. I was about to ask y'all, what is your favorite thing to get from Tim Hortons? But never mind, because a lot of y'all are all over the place. I love Tim Hortons. Like, I will pick them over Starbucks any day. Any day. But we only have them up here. I know. It's a Canadian thing, actually. It's a Canadian thing. Wait. So, Kim, since you know that, do they have other good coffee? Because I go down to Houston like once a month, and they don't have Tim Hortons. So, is there something comparable like on that coast? Yep, they're in Fort Wayne. Yep. It's like as soon as you get past Indiana, Kentucky-ish, you don't see Tim Hortons anymore. Y'all be sad. I hate Dunkin' Donuts. Clock. Wait, what? Where is that? I know. It's like if you haven't had Tim Hortons, like, I don't know if you're living. Like, I don't know if you've really experienced coffee life without Tim Hortons. Because I'm serious. I've been to many other states, and there's nothing that is as good as it. Like, there's just not. Even in bougie-ass places that charge $10 for some coffee, you'd be like, the fuck? All right, so I was... yeah. All right, I was just curious, guys. That's my little coffee thing. So I will see y'all later. Business Trappers, 6-figure class. Link is in the bio. The Business Trappers YouTube channel. Go sign up, guys. I'll see y'all later.